I did an article that was posted or written on the Wall Street Journal back in January, and it's an article about Google purchasing Nest Labs. And Nest Labs Incorporated makes thermostats. They recently came out with a product in 2011 that syncs in with your Wi-Fi, and you can track your, you can operate your thermostat through your phone, through the Android or the iPhone, through an application, and it tracks your usage and tells you when you're using, what month you use the most electricity or energy to heat your home. And Google paid $3 billion for Nest Labs, and a lot of people believe that that Google paid a premium compared to other recent acquisitions of tech firms. The GoPro and the GoPro was sold for 1.5 billion recently, and Jawbone, the wrist fitness wristwatch, was recently sold for 2.25. So Google paying $3 billion seems to be a premium in the market, and one of the reasons why Google did pay a premium is because they're interested in, well, they acquired the CEO of Nest Labs. That's Tony Fadell, and Tony Fadell is an ex-Apple engineer who left Apple to start his own company, Nest Labs Incorporated, and he's viewed within the industry as a high-profile, well-performing executive, and so that was a big win for Google. So Tony has a vision to rebuild and re-engineer the unloved products in a home. So that's one of the reasons that drove him to take a look at the thermostat. And the thermostat was, one of my definitions here is the life cycle, and the thermostat was on the decline. I mean, every house needs them, but there isn't any growth. In terms of, no one was going to buy a new thermostat just to buy a new thermostat. And Tony Fadell had a vision to sync up the thermostat to the Wi-Fi so you can control it all over. I actually have one myself, and it's really nice to be able to change my thermostat up and down based on the temperature and everything. But one of the major so Nest has a few benefits by letting themselves get acquired, and in the article they talked about how they didn't need money from, they could get money from everyone, because they're such an attractive company. So what their main benefit was using Google's strengths and their ability to manufacture, their knowledge in manufacturing, and to kind of speed up the process. Also, they're benefiting on using their internal support network, Google's internal support network, like their human resources, their customer service, and their law team. So getting that just kind of speeds up the curve for Nest. So they don't have to spend time. I think in the article, Tony Fadell said he started to spend more, 75% of his time on infrastructure type discussions instead of, in 30% of his time on innovation. And he believes that innovation is the key to his company, which I believe is right. And he needs to focus his time on innovating and creating new products. So that's that's the main reason why they're doing this. And there's some discussion about how Nest is going to use their customers' data now that Google has purchased them, and they've came out right away and said we're not going to, we're sticking with the policy that we had in place before Google bought us, and that was to not share any data. And Google typically in the past they don't share data. They keep the data that they receive from their customers or users to themselves, and they keep it close to vest. So some of the three definitions that I used was the industry life cycle, and that's a concept relating to the different stages in the industry that a product will go through, from the first product entry to its eventual decline. And basically, the reason why I chose that is because really the Nest is rejuvenating the product life cycle for a thermostat. The thermostat, is heavily involved and relied on new home sales, because typically, you're not going to buy a thermostat if your thermostat's working. But now people want to buy a thermostat because they want to have that functionality where they can change their heat and operate their home more efficiently from their cell phone or iPad or even computer. So dominant design, and that's when a product architecture defines the look, functionality, and production method for the product and becomes accepted by the industry as a whole. So Nest really has created a dominant design in their thermostat, because now you're seeing all the other thermostat companies start to develop thermostats that hook up to the Wi-Fi. And then process innovation, and this is the shift of emphasis from design to manufacturer, typically involved increased attention to process innovation as firms seek to reduce cost and increase product reliability. So the reason why I chose this definition was really because Google is going to provide that process innovation. So Nest doesn't have to focus on that infrastructure. They can use Google's strengths to expand, and really use Google to expand overseas. And Google is going to provide that expertise in how to ramp up a product and reduce costs and all that. So that is my article, and thank you.